Alright, so I got the Falcon motor in. It didn't perfectly line up on the motor mounts. These are the motor mounts I picked out of the junkyard. These are the motor mounts that I needed. They look almost identical. However, one is definitely, this has the bolts in it, but one definitely sits taller. And the mounting holes, obviously this is the right side, I only took one of each out. There's about a ½ inch difference on height, even though they look about the same. This center hole is substantially bigger than the one on the motor mount that I have. And the alignment for them, here's the new one sitting in here now. That hole is off to the right side. This is the mount that I just took out. And when this sits in there, it's significantly farther over to the left. So I'm gonna swap these other ones, and then hopefully this motor actually drops in and sits where it's supposed to be. All right, with the bolts off, here's these two mounts side by side. Notice where the alignment hole is here. This one's kicked off way the other side. It's also about ½ inch taller, ½ inch, 3/4 inch taller than the other one. But had to pull the whole motor up just to make room for these. All right, so the right motor mounts, or the frame mounts, make quite a difference. I got the proper bolts through here. They're still too long, so I gotta shorten these up. But it's nested in exactly where it's supposed to be, and now I have room for everything else. Plenty of room on the back, room up front. It worked. All right, slowly but surely jamming away at this Falcon. I got the new motor mount bolts in, tightened down. The right motor mounts made quite a difference. Motor lands in and bolts are sliding in and out like they're supposed to. I got grade 8 bolts, non-grade 8 nuts, grade 5 nuts, just because that's what I had on the shelf. But they are nylocked, so that's in. I'm looking, I got this Chevy, this is off an Impala, 64, 63 Impala. Chevy repop radiator, but it was free. Substantially bigger and better than the one that I had for the stock inline 6 one. Distributors kind of dropped in place. I don't have the clamp on, nothing's set, but just kind of going through the motions of figuring out what's going to fit where. The AOD trans is connected to this motor. It's dropped in the back. It still fits, so that will work just like that. I just got to pull the bolt out of the bell housing, bolt that back in. Heater core lines work on this setup. Even the coolant hoses almost work. I got the lower one laid out down there. If I shorten that a little bit and cut that right where it's sitting, that'll actually fit and work. So putting Chevy parts in a Ford, sue me, kill me, yell at me in the comments. I don't really care. It's a budget build, but that's kind of where we're at. Motor's in, that's solidified and done, and just kind of chasing down the rest of it. As for the transmission, I got it sitting up on blocks right now. It fits in the tunnel, everything clears. I got well, not even half, like maybe 1/8 of a drive shaft jammed into the tail housing that I got when I picked up this trans. But it's sitting up where it's supposed to be. I'm playing around with the Crossmember. I ordered the rubber Crossmember mount, which will bolt into the stock C4 Crossmember that I got. I thought it was coming today, it didn't show up, so I gotta wait till tomorrow. But I'll bolt up the that pad right there on the bottom of the transmission. I'll bolt that up to the transmission when I get the new mount, get that locked in place, and then I'm gonna basically, I got 3 C4 trans mounts for whatever reason. I know the C6 ones are supposed to be a drop-in. Let me yank this out real quick. So from what I've been looking up and trying to figure out, this is a C4 Crossmember. This will line up directly with the AOD bolt pattern to mount this to the trans. So basically this will get kicked up, sit underneath the trans. Well, it's gonna go this way, but motor mount or trans mount, this will get bolted up. The only issue I have is these mounts are about 1.5 inches forward. So what I think I'm gonna do is dog ear this. So this is gonna get cut pretty much somewhere right in that region, cut like 1 inch, 1.5 inches out. And then I'm probably just gonna do a quick angle iron quick fix. I'll grab some angle iron, weld that to the stock crossmember, bolt that up into the frame. It'll only have one bolt up front, for now at least. Once I get this thing running and driving and can get it to the shop, then I might refab and rebuild an entire crossmember, clean up some stuff down there. But doing a driveway build in this sense, I have access to all of those things, but I don't want to tow a non-mobile car, because every time I do that, it's $100, $100, $100, $100 on the light side. Luckily I do have a nice tow guy that's right down the road at the end of my neighborhood. That's been really helpful. But quick little update for you on the Falcon. Motor's in, bolted in proper, just waiting to fab up the crossmember, making some mounts for the radiator. I've been kind of playing Legos, or dress up if you will. I got a Holly fuel pump mounted. That one's actually mounted done in, so that should be more than enough in terms of fueling. Still got to do a fuel pressure regulator and kind of lay out the rest of this stuff, but that's a good start. I got a temporary distributor sitting in here. Other than that, alternator is in. I went to the store today. They didn't have bolts long enough to actually do this. I'm gonna have to make some spacers for this. I'm gonna have to make some spacers for that. The dipstick tube mounts all line up. Everything works. I'm just about 3/4 of an inch off. So now we're on to that small, tedious part. The big thing holding me back on this, and why I'm not diving into this head first, trying to slam this out right now, I need a TV cable for the AOD trans. I have the stock linkage still connected to the car, wherever that lands over here. This is the stock TV cable, but going carbureted on this, none of that's actually going to line up or work. All I got left is the TV cable, which I ordered from Low Car, or through Summit via Low Car, but they keep pushing back the shipping date, so I'm waiting on parts just like everybody else in the world right now. If the parts were coming next week, I would probably have a little more motivation on this, but whatever scrambling and whatever else I get done on this, I'm still going to be sitting here with a car that I can't start or drive, or technically I could probably get it started, but I'm one of those people, if it starts, I'm going to want to drive it. So I won't be doing the initial startup and test drive, I don't think, until I have all of the parts where this thing can actually make it down the road and back. See what it breaks going around the block, but that's where she's at. Falcon's slightly hiatus, slowly chipping away, and see what happens. I got all the brake stuff I still got to play around with, but again, I got the front end now, so I'm kind of doing the motor trans crossmember. I'll get those done first, then I'll make my way back to the other side of the car, because everything I have for the 9-inch that I put in here is done, ordered, ready. I got the hardware kit, drums, shoes, pad, like everything, new hoses, so that shouldn't be too bad. It's just a matter of getting the back end off the ground. But quick update for you. We'll catch you guys later.